Hello there, people of the internet. Let me tell you guys a story here real quick. Not too terribly long ago, I was getting back into cast bullets. I've actually made a video or two about that now. And whenever I was in the Discord talking about cast bullets, I was talking about some other things which are coming up in future videos. And I don't want to give any spoilers on those. But long story short, I was talking to some people in the Discord, and we were talking about essentially the different alloys that you would find in cast bullets. And like DIY cast bullets have certain things that you have to do to the lead to make it an alloy so it's hard enough so it doesn't just like completely lead up your barrel whenever you fire your firearm. Like natural 100% lead is super super soft. So while I was talking to the Discord about this, they had talked about certain things that they melted down to try and get an alloy for their barrels. And apparently, if an alloy is too hard, it will significantly decrease the life of your barrel, which I definitely understand. There's certain things that, although you can melt them and put them into a bullet mold, probably shouldn't use those as bullets because you might end up having some problems down the road. As a matter of fact, that's what these right here are. I'm not going to tell you guys what these are because I don't want any spoilers, but this is going to be a fun video. But while we were talking about those alloys, I started thinking to myself, later on in the day, I was just going through some old ammo. I had some old rusty tool ammo, and I have an inertia puller, and I pull the bullet, and I'll typically take the gunpowder and I keep it in a jar, and I'll use that gunpowder in like fresh brass cases or something like that, depending on what it is that I'm doing. Like there's a bunch of different things that I'll do with that. But I was breaking down these projectiles, and I was like, I know tool ammo has a bimetal jacket on their projectiles. It's not a copper jacket like what we're used to seeing here in the United States. It's a bimetal jacket. And that told me that this was some kind of alloy. So I was like, what is this actually made of? So I started doing a bunch of research on these projectiles that I was pulling, and I was like, what are you? And of course, they're lead core bullets with a bimetal jacket over them, and they look like they got copper on them. But I did a bunch of research, and apparently, old tool ammo, the jackets are a mix of like tin, zinc, and copper, which is pretty gosh darn stereotypical for bullet material. Your copper and your zinc, those both have about the same level of hardness. Your tin, that might make things a little bit harder, but there none of that is out of the question whenever it comes to bullet material for what it is that you're actually making your bullets out of. So it's a lead core with like a copper, zinc, and tin jacket on it. But newer tool ammo, say probably about manufactured 2015 or so, from what I've been able to tell, the bimetal jacket on it is actually a steel jacket that is copper washed or like copper plated. Essentially, it's got this really, really, really thin line of copper on it, and it's got a steel jacket. And that is one of the biggest contributing factors as to why tool ammo is so gosh darn inaccurate. Obviously, steel is significantly harder than something like lead or something like copper or something like zinc. Steel is significantly harder. It's just a mild steel jacket, but it's still a steel jacket nonetheless. Try saying that 3 times fast. And so as this projectile pushes through that rifling and the rifling tries to carve into the projectile as it goes down the barrel, it's not going to be nearly as effective or as consistent at doing that as it would with a softer material. So again, that's probably one of the main reasons why tool ammo is so gosh darn inaccurate, because of that extraordinarily hard jacket that the rifling is struggling to push through. At the same time, that's going to just absolutely play hell on your barrel. I have no idea how much barrel life a barrel can expect from tool ammo versus something with a copper, like a true copper jacket projectile. As a matter of fact, if I manage to get the money and the resources together, I would love to test that. Something like 5,000 rounds of tool ammo downrange and 5,000 rounds of, I don't know, some other comparable projectile through basically the same rifle. But the tool ammo has that steel jacket, and the other rifle is going to have like a copper jacket on it. I'd like to see how fast that tool ammo wears out that barrel, because I'm betting it's probably going to be pretty gosh darn fast. I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention, because a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I know this has a bimetal jacket on it, but they don't really think about what that means. And that bimetal jacket is a steel jacket, which is nuts. That's mind-blowing. That should not be a steel jacket. I get it. It's mass manufactured ammo that's made as cheaply as possible, but dude, that's gonna just play hell on your guns. I don't run a whole lot of tool ammo through my guns. Typically, what I'm running nowadays is like factory second bullets, because I do a lot of my own reloading. But oh my god, like oh my god, oh my god, it's to the point to where I think I'm just gonna pull the projectiles from the tool ammo that I have. I mean, not necessarily all the tool ammo, but pull the projectiles from the tool ammo, melt out the lead, and cast the lead into something else. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that. Something like 7.62 by 39, just because they have, I know they got the bimetal jackets on these projectiles, but they're also an extremely low velocity round. It's also a 30 caliber round, so it has expected barrel life already significantly high. So I wouldn't worry about it too much from an AK or an SKS or anything like that. As you start increasing your velocities to like, say, 7.62 by 54R, I have no idea what the jackets on those are like. I'll have to investigate those more thoroughly. But something like that right there, or something like a 5.56 that is just absolutely cooking through that barrel, you might end up having some premature barrel wear, like way more significantly than you normally would. So that's my findings. I wanted to share that with you guys because I found it just absolutely fascinating, and I'm definitely going to be exploring that more. Thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below is a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off. Have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next episode.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.